Welcome to Streaming Into the Voids, What's New in Streaming, where we discuss the highlights of what's available for you to stream the week of March 2nd. I'm Kim Hollis, and with me are Raul Burial, Tim Bryady, and David Mumpower. We'll start with Hulu and Queens coming March the 5th. This original docuseries will air on Hulu and Disney Plus after premiering on National Geographic. Narrated by Angela Bassett, the series features matriarchies and female leaders around the world to tell a story of sacrifice and resilience, but also of friendship and love. And these matriarchies and female leaders are all in nature.
Yeah, reading that, I thought it was going to be some kind of documentary series about like badass women in history, but apparently it's about animals.
Yeah. Also new on Hulu is Extraordinary Season 2 coming March the 6th.
This acclaimed series, called the British analog to The Boys, imagines how different the world would be if superpowers were a normal fact of life.
Yeah, and this one actually got my attention because there is a person who shapeshifts into a cat and then he forgets who he is. So I think he thinks he's a cat all the time. So it seems really interesting. It's also 100% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
I believe it's got a little bit of a humorous slant, if I remember correctly. The protagonist of the series in season 1 was like the one person without superpowers in the world, but it's my impression, and I don't know how much I'm spoiling here, she actually gets superpowers by the end of season 1.
Yep, I think so as well. Okay, we move on to Netflix and the Netflix Slam coming March the 3rd at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time.
It's the legend versus the prodigy as Rafael Nadal and Carlos Alcaraz go head-to-head in this epic tennis match in Las Vegas. And the real bet is whether or not Rafael Nadal can play 3 hours of tennis without getting injured.
Yeah, or if he even gets to the match. I love Rafa. I'm a huge fan, but he has just been extremely hard on his body over the years. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Also from Netflix is Hot Wheels Let's Race Season 1 coming March the 4th.
6 young hopefuls at the Hot Wheels Ultimate Garage Racing Camp learn the skills they need to become the next generation of amazing racers.
Okay, here's what's important. Can I buy merchandise related to this television series?
On March the 5th is Hannah Gadsby's Gender Agenda. Genderqueer comics from around the world take the stage at London's Alexandra Palace in this comedy showcase hosted by the award-winning Hannah Gadsby.
Wait, Hannah Gadsby is queer? Just kidding. I love her comedy, and I'm looking forward to this one.
She has a really funny joke in the trailer, so if that's any indication, I think people are in for a treat. Also on March the 5th is The Program, Cons, Cults, and Kidnapping.
In this limited series, years after being sent to a disciplinary school, a woman still haunted by her experiences exposes the corruption and abuse of the troubled teen industry.
Yeah, this one looks, informative in a terrible way. Next up is Full Swing Season 2 coming March the 6th.
I'm a little bitter that I get this one and Tim gets the next one, but it's a shocking merger that shakes up the golf world as the players prepare for the biennial Ryder Cup competition in Rome and another tense year on the course. So I presume that this is about all the live golf going on and how we still don't know what's happening in the world of professional golf.
Yeah, I think we commented on it last year when season 1 came out. We thought season 2 was going to be quite a spectacle with the whole live golf drama.
Next up on March the 6th is Supersex Season 1.
Okay, really? I get this one? Okay. Inspired by true events, this Italian series tells the story of how Rocco Siffredi escaped a humble life and emerged as the world's greatest porn star.
Yeah, so I only saw the title of this. I didn't actually read the caption, so now I'm really, really glad I got the golf.
We move on to March the 7th and Ara San Juan, the submarine that disappeared. This limited documentary series shows how the search is on when an Argentine naval submarine goes missing. A year later, fragments of the craft are found, but questions and cover-ups remain. Here's a big one on March the 7th. It's The Gentleman Season 1.
And before I even start, yes, this is actually thematically based on the Guy Ritchie movie of the same name that got quite a lot of critical praise, which is unusual for a Guy Ritchie movie. In this series from Guy Ritchie, when aristocrat Eddie inherits the family estate, he discovers that it's home to an enormous weed empire, and its proprietors aren't going anywhere. Starring Theo James, Kaya Scodelario, Daniel Ings, Jolie Richardson, Vinnie Jones, of course, Ray Winstone, and Giancarlo Esposito. So you know at some point things are going to get seriously f***ed up.
I'm here for this. The trailer looks great. And also Guy Ritchie can be quite brilliant. He is responsible for Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch, both Sherlock Holmes films featuring Robert Downey Jr., which I'm a fan of, and even Aladdin, the live-action version, which is a lot of fun.
We should also add that we really, really like the movie that's the basis for this story.
Yes, I enjoyed it a great deal. Also on March the 7th is Pokemon Horizons, the series, Season 1.
Two young adventurers on a thrilling quest visit new lands, unravel ancient mysteries, and encounter Pokemon and Pokeballs they've never seen before. And if it's anything like my real-life experiences, we will have to drive to the obscure parts of town just so Kim can spin the wheel.
I appreciate you handling this one for me, David. There's a Go tour going on right now, and I've got 3 phones open in front of me.
Tell us you have a problem without telling us you have a problem.
Next up on March the 7th is The Signal.
In this limited German series, a missing astronaut sets her family on a frantic hunt for answers. But the more they uncover, the greater the threat becomes to them and the world.
It's a pretty intense trailer, actually. All right, also on March the 7th is Thomas and Friends, All Engines Go, Season 3. Toot toot! Thomas and Friends return for another fun-filled season packed with exciting adventures, tricky deliveries, and important lessons. But all I learned about Thomas the Tank Engine came from Bullet Train, so I hope none of you are diesels. On March the 8th is Blown Away, Season 4.
Bigger, bolder, hotter. 10 glass blowers turn up the heat for a grueling competition in North America's largest hot shop for a chance to win $100,000.
Pretty good prize for Netflix.
Well, they are turning up the heat.
That's right. Okay, our final new release from Netflix is also one of their bigger ones. Coming March the 8th is a movie entitled Damsel.
This is legitimately one of the weirdest trailers we've seen in ages. The story is that a young woman's marriage to a charming prince turns into a fierce fight for survival when she's offered up as a sacrifice to a fire-breathing dragon. The film stars Millie Bobby Brown, Ray Winstone, Angela Bassett, and Robin Wright.
Yeah, this actually looks a lot like it's a fantasy version of Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah, I think it's along those lines, but it's actually closer to me to a fantasy version of Ready or Not. I mean, this basically is the plot of Ready or Not, isn't it, Kim?
Yeah, it's her family, or her new family, basically sacrificing her, or trying to anyway. And if the movie goes the way I think the movie's going to go, I think that it's not going to work out very well for them. All right, on Max is The Regime, coming March the 3rd. This political satire miniseries has an all-star cast, including Kate Winslet, Martha Plimpton, Andrea Riseborough, Matthias Schoenaerts, and Hugh Grant. The series depicts a year within the palace of a crumbling authoritarian regime.
Still time for Zaslav to cancel it for a tax break.
Mm-hmm.
This looks like it's HBO's next prestige series, as True Detective just wrapped up last week.
Well, they don't have many left, so I guess they gotta keep one around every now and again. Amazon Prime Video brings us Ricky Stanicky on March the 7th.
Woohoo! Ricky Stanicky is the name of an imaginary character invented by 3 longtime friends as someone to blame for their misbehavior over the past 2 decades. When their partners become suspicious and demand to meet Ricky, they decide to hire a washed-up actor to bring the character to life. The film is directed by Peter Farrelly and stars Zac Efron, William H. Macy, and John Cena, oh, I see what you did there, as the washed-up actor.
Yes, you do see what I did there.
It doesn't really work because John Cena would have had to have been a something actor before he could be washed up.
Before he could wash up, yes. All right, we have one that we missed on Apple TV Plus because it was really just announced that Napoleon is airing on the streamer March 1st.
Yeah, this is the Ridley Scott epic that stars Joaquin Phoenix as the French emperor and military leader. It's an original and personal look at Napoleon Bonaparte's origins and his swift, ruthless climb to emperor. Obviously, this was intended as awards bait. Kim, it hasn't been super successful in that regard, has it?
No, it has not. It got like technical awards nominations, but nothing above the line. On March the 8th is The Reluctant Traveler with Eugene Levy, Season 2.
After confronting some of his long-held fears in Season 1, Emmy Award winner Eugene Levy steps out of his comfort zone once again. This time, he's embarking on a must-do journey for any respectable globetrotter, a grand tour of Europe.
Well, I guess if you make me, I'll go on a world tour of Europe. It's hard being a celebrity.
Well, I know that we will be watching The Gentleman, and even though I think the trailer gives everything away, I think Damsel looks pretty entertaining as well.
Yeah, I'm excited about The Damsel as well, but I'm really disappointed in Buttercup, aren't you?
I know. You'd think she would have done better for other women like her.
I'll watch Ricky Stanicky. Look, Cena is a cartoon character, so these type of goofy roles where he's just over the top are perfect for him, like in Vacation Friends. So, and the trailer made me laugh a couple times, so I'll give that one a shot.
Stop being part of the problem, Tim.
That was my thought exactly. I mean, John Cena is perfect for this type of role, as Tim said, such as in his roles in Vacation Friends, and Zac Efron as well. He leans towards some of these R-rated comedies from time to time, and this one looks very raunchy. I think it's just going to be a lot of stupid, funny stuff, and hey, directed by Peter Farrelly, so you know what you're in for when you watch this one.
John Cena is perfect for this kind of role. Might be the greatest lie we've ever told in the history of this podcast.
So go watch something, but not Ricky Stanicky.